Welcome to the Bad Tutors podcast. If you're here for the newest, up-to-date, accurate information on the nerdy topics that are near and dear to your heart, well, let me tell you, you ended up in the wrong place. Here we're all about hot takes and grandiose displays of misinformation, so stick along for the ride and you might just blow up a blood vessel or two. So Ian, ignoring the fact that I just stumbled through the intro on the episode, what are we at 60 yet? We're getting there.
I think this is 56.
Let's talk about Monster Hunter Wilds. It came out.
Finally out.
It came out.
We don't have a combined 300 hours in it.
Let me tell you what my Steam hours are.
I'm at around 150.
I'm at 70
for sure.
I'm at 70.
Okay,
so
we don't have a combined 300 hours. Just don't take into account that it's like 250. It's fine.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about our first impressions, some of the things that we like, some of the things that we don't like. Then we're going to talk a little bit about I want to talk about the monster roster. And then I also want to talk about what should be coming in the first title update for sure, as we know.
Yeah.
And then,
are we talking about all of the data mined leaks? Is then the question?
We'll leave that, but I do want to speculate on stuff that has not been leaked.
Okay.
So yeah, let's just get right into it. What is your first? Let's just rate it out of 10.
Before we even do that, the first thing that I need to say about this game is I was right. I've been right since day one. Gemma is Little Miss Forge. Yeah. I called that immediately as soon as we saw literally anything about her ever. It was my first thought about any reveal of the game, and from what you've said, it's not like they didn't literally say, oh my god, it's Little Miss Forge, but like every single thing about her and dialogue with her and the other characters pretty much proves I was right. I knew I was right the whole time. I never doubted even one single time. And I just wanted to open with that because it was my literal first prediction about the entire game. As soon as the trailers came out, I went, that looks like Little Miss Forge. In the internet, I feel like I looked for it and I feel like they didn't pick up on that in a big way until like a couple weeks in, and I just want to say I was right.
Yeah, so let me go over the evidence that we have for that. In the story leading up to Jindahan, one of the apexes in the ice cliffs, she talks about her childhood and one of her mentors and what he would say. And she quotes word for word the caravan leader from For You. And then the other piece of evidence that we have is on the back of her jacket is the symbol of the caravan that she joins. And then there's Fabius, who is also
Ace Lancer in For You. I don't
all but confirmed. Yeah, he's all but confirmed Ace Lancer in For You. So yeah, she's Little Miss Forge. Like 99% chance it's her.
Yep, it'd be really weird if they like backtracked that at this point.
Yeah,
but outside of that, I would say that I'm gonna give 2 ratings because I think it'll make sense once I kind of say it. I would give this a Monster Hunter 10 and a standard game 9. Because I have given out a 10 is a obviously very high praise, and we're pretty much going to be just glazing Monster Hunter this whole fucking time. I think the game is absolutely incredible. I don't know if I would necessarily put it at like one of my favorite games of all time. We'll see with the kind of staying power it has. That would be how long I end up playing it once other things come out, once other things release for it. The staying power of it could certainly bump it up to a normal game 10. But in terms of Monster Hunter, it's, I mean, honestly, almost every single thing that I wanted it to be. There are very few, when we say issues that we have with the game, they're like pretty small nitpicks in the scheme of things, and most of them are going to be basically dissuaded by that's how Monster Hunter is when the new game launches. So like this is a pretty much as nearly perfect as I think a Monster Hunter game could be at this point in time, certainly.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. This is so far, in terms of the amount of fun that I've had, the most that I've had playing a Monster Hunter game.
Without a doubt.
Rise is a close second for me. I did not like World. They absolutely destroyed my weapon in World.
Yeah.
But I've actually found this game to be incredibly fun to change weapons. And I know you did too.
Yeah, I actually had a lot of fun with a bunch of weapons, yeah.
We thought you were going to be great sword, hit him one time, see a big number, and then you went in the total opposite directions of having two little swords and hitting them a ton of times.
Yep, I pretty much main dual blades for the entire game.
Yeah. I'm in the process of finishing up a bow set because I really like the way that bow feels invincible with the dodge timing and stuff like that, if you could get a hang of it. But yeah.
I'll hold on to it, but I do have some thoughts about bow as well.
Okay.
We'll save that for a bit later.
Sure. But
what would you rate it overall?
I mean, I would give the game, if we're talking a Monster Hunter game, it's a 10. It's the star. If we're talking an actual game, I don't know, most people that play it that have not played a Monster Hunter before would probably get through the game into high rank, and if they're not absolutely clicked with something, I don't see them carrying through much further. I'd probably give it an 8. I might give it like a 7 in terms of just a standalone game. And the reason is, what did me and you and Nathan say when we played the first day? Let me out.
Yeah.
We were so locked into the story, it didn't feel like you could take a break and grind a monster. And you could. You absolutely could.
Yeah, you weren't actually locked in, but like the pace of the story very much felt like you're just meant to go do new things over and over and not do the gameplay loop. Like it felt like you were actively disengaging with the story to go do gameplay loop, which I'll say up top before we even get into more of it. I skipped every cutscene except for the first one and the one where Nada finds his village, and I skipped that one about halfway through. That is like literally all of the story that I thought. Obviously, we're going to have spoilers in this talking about it now that it's out. We've given it a good couple weeks. But if you don't want them, probably turn away, certainly here. Because there's a point in the game where the kid that everyone online hates, Nada, goes to find his village that he thinks has been destroyed and everyone's dead. And I went, oh, okay. I'll watch this kid be sad looking over the remains of his destroyed village. And then people appeared and I immediately skipped the cutscene because I was like, oh, it's not going to be nearly as funny to watch this kid be upset when they're all alive. So I just skipped that. That is absolutely the only parts of the story I engaged with, along with the one part of the story that Tyler already mentioned that like kind of soft confirmed Gemma being Little Miss Forge. I like accidentally skipped through her dialogue, saw one line and went, wait, I need to go rewatch that, and found someone's recording of it online, and I was like, oh, that's basically a confirm.
Yeah.
That's all I've engaged with this story on.
So basically, I'll just do a quick recap of the story here for you. Basically, to do a quick recap of the story, I will start by saying you find Nada in the desert wandering. The guild picks him up, brings him back to the location that this whole fleet launches out of, and he talks about like this white wraith, and then we go out to find it and his people, because this is called the Forbidden Lands.
Yep.
And they didn't know that there was people out here. So the story keeps pushing through. You find, a tribe here. You find some cute little Ewok guys in the forest. You find these people around this huge forge. And the entire time you go through the game, you keep fighting, monsters as they threaten people and cause issues to the environment. And then, in that region, it accumulates to the apex. That would be like your Ray Dow, then your Uthduna, and then New Udra, eventually Jindahad. But there's something that's causing all of the apexes to kind of go crazy. And they are being destructive to the environment. And if you don't know, the guild preserves the balance in nature by hunting monsters. That's their job that they set out to do as sort of a what is it called? To sort of repent for the ancient civilization and what they did to the world prior. So that's kind of what you're doing as you go out. You're questing with Alma, and she's giving you authorization from the guild to hunt monsters as they become dangers to the environment, or ecology, or even these villages, which I think is really cool that the guild feels as important as it did in For You. There's like a bureaucracy to it that you're kind of beholden to, whereas in World it was like, you're part of the fleet, but the fleet is here to study Elder Dragon migration by killing them a lot.
Yep.
So I thought that was cool. And to cut the story short, we eventually start fighting these guardian monsters, which we find out are artificial. They are of man-made creation. You go through the story a little bit more. We find Nada's group. They're called the Keepers, and they are actually responsible for maintaining these artificial monsters that they call guardians.
Now, did they, just because I haven't, like I said, engaged with it, did they also make them, or are they literally just like maintaining and being the keepers?
My understanding was that they were just protecting the guardian pods. They weren't. Okay. They didn't have the materials to make these guys again. This was probably something that was set up by the ancient civilization before it collapsed.
Gotcha.
And we realize throughout the story that this ruins of this ancient civilization is called Wyveria. And that's just in this area. Other places be like Shrade.
Yeah.
The kingdom of Shrade. There's a couple other names for ancient civ stuff that is gone now. I just can't remember it off the top of my head.
So it's kind of implied that it wasn't different civilizations necessarily. It really was kind of all one. Like Shrade is Wyveria is.
No.
What? Oh, okay.
It's opposite.
They are separate things. Okay.
It seems almost like. I don't want to say it was like a globalization of the world, but like everybody kind of advanced at the same time.
Okay.
Wyveria is making artificial life. The species are called construct. When you hover over like a guardian Deshagama or whatever. But yeah, the game ends with you finding the White Wraith or Guardian Arkfeld, and you fight him and you kill him because he is on a rampage, can't control his hunger, killing lots of things, and just being a big problem.
Yeah, doing the classic Monster Hunter thing.
And then, so after we kill Guardian Arkfeld, we go to the Dragon Torch. And the Dragon Torch is like this big pod in the depths of the Wyverian ruins that is kind of putting out all of this energy that's waking up the Guardians, essentially. And what kind of drove Arkfeld crazy. So, at the Dragon Torch, Nada has this little fucking necklace thing that he's gonna put into the prison and seal it away forever or whatever. I don't know.
Whatever happens.
Not as cool as what we do. So, we don't get authorization from the guild. We authorize ourselves to slay the Dragon Torch, which is named Zoshia. And it is a sick fucking fight. Basically, it starts off as like this pure white crystalline dragon, and as you fight it, you kind of break away some of the this like exoskeleton that it has, and underneath it there is black dragon skin. The music for it is so cool. You should look it up, really Ian, and just refresh.
That one I do remember is the one that I called out while I was fighting. I was like, oh, this music goes absurdly fucking hard. That's like really heavy violin one, right?
Yeah.
That music is fucking incredible.
The music is actually, it has the like choral parts, the parts where people are singing, from the Fatalis fight music. And it's kind of layered in.
Interesting.
And it's very obvious that whatever Zoshia is, whoever made it, however it was made, it has great inspiration from Fatalis. And actually all three versions of Fatalis. So you have Fatalis, Crimson Fatalis, and then White Fatalis or Old Fatalis. Those two are kind of interchangeable, but it's got Fatalis movesets, as well as Old Fatalis's Red Lightning that inflicts Thunder Blight, and also some moves from Crimson Fatalis. So, whatever this thing is, it has great, inspiration from Fatalis. It also has, I don't know if you remember when we talked about Gormagala and the species breakdown, or the classification breakdown of Monster Hunter. It has wing arms, so like claws at the end of its wings. So it actually has 6 limbs, which breaks away from Fatalis in that way. But as you fight it and it loses this exoskeleton, it kind of like revs up in its attacks, and it's like making a lot more explosive attacks and stuff. Also a construct. So there's been a little bit of talk. I'm getting way too deep into the lore, recapping this story for our first thoughts, but this was literally my first thought.
I'll let you finish, but I remember you calling me out on it.
Yeah. The concept of the equal dragon weapon, I think that Zoshia is the realization of that concept.
Or at least like a version of it.
Yeah, so the equal dragon weapon is, all of this is just theory or myth within the world. Something that the ancient civilization used to fight dragons. It needed like the parts of 30 plus dragons to build one. So it's like a Frankenstein monster of different dragon parts, sewn together and then set together with like metallic plates.
Yeah.
And because of this, it said that Fatalis destroyed the kingdom of Shrade because of the equal dragon weapon, or the kingdom built the equal dragon weapon as a way to try and stop Fatalis, one or the other. Either way, Fatalis came out on top. Shrade is gone, and that's all we know about the equal dragon weapon. But we do have now Zoshia, which is a construct. It is the only thing in the game that fights like an elder dragon. Besides maybe Gormagala, but that's kind of a cop-out.
He's a demi-elder now. Unless he was before. I heard people say that he got reclassified.
He did. He did.
He was already.
No, if you remember, he was unclassified because he came from...
Oh, yeah.
4U, where they didn't know what he was. So anyways, he's the only thing that really fights like an elder. And he fights like a dangerous elder. Yeah. He's not like a Chameleos or even a Teostra. He's like a dragon. Like Fatalis. Or kind of fights like Yasmagom. In his like physical attacks. And then that's kind of where the story ends in like the low rank. Going into high rank, there's a little bit of story revolved around the frenzy virus, but it's not.
But we've seen that before.
It's not
it's literally
particularly. Yeah, it's not, and it's not even like particularly driven by anything besides, there's this virus going around, and then it's like, it's a teaser for those who know as to what's coming, and there's not anything that really ties to the low rank story at all until after you beat Gormagala. Then a normal Arkveld, non-Guardian Arkveld, shows up and starts like absolutely bitch slapping everything. And as you race to go hunt him, you see like the corpses of other monsters kind of like littering the plains, which is cool.
Like everywhere in the map. It was a very cool set piece to it.
And then you fight him and you kill him, and now you're in the end game.
Yep.
The story was really good.
I plan to go back and replay the whole game on my own, just and watch the story.
You can just rewatch the
You can,
cutscenes.
but then you miss the like intermediary dialogue, and there was a fuck ton of it. So
Yeah.
I feel like it is more beneficial to just replay.
Yeah.
Because, like, we're going to talk about it in a second. It didn't take long to get through the game.
Right.
By any stretch of the imagination.
So I guess after the story, you're kind of set free. And then you can, once you get into HR, you can do everything that you wanted to do in low rank.
Yep.
You can explore in a way that it feels like you're still progressing in the game. You can hunt whatever monsters you want. You can, do what essentially amounts to,
Play Monster Hunter.
well, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to talk about like how in the old games you had like a star system. In this game, you don't have that, but you have side quests, and you unlock more side quests as you get higher rank. So you can kind of temper your experience into a more traditional Monster Hunter game. But yeah, most of what you do in the game post low rank is just play a Monster Hunter game, and after low rank, it was like impossible to put down. I'm grinding weapons, grinding gear, grinding for gems, grinding for Ardean weapons, what have you. So
yeah, it's been good shit. It's been a good game. I'm sure a decent amount of our predictions were probably correct in the last one. I did not go back to re-listen to it, but the biggest prediction that we had correct was we both said what is going to happen is all of our friends are going to be playing it, and they certainly were, but we very specifically said me, you, and Nathan are more than likely going to blast through the entire story in the first 3 days. And that is somehow exactly what happened. As Tyler just described, the real story kind of ends at low rank, and the full story ends when you kill a real Arkfeld. We finished that pretty close to probably 10 Sunday night.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
It was literally the last thing to do in the game
before we went to sleep.
And then I was like, okay, that's the last thing that I'm going to do before I go to sleep to work on Monday and pretend like my life hasn't been consumed by Monster Hunter for 4 days straight.
Correct, yeah. And we all the three of us had a decently busy weekend that week as well. I beat the game in just over 26 hours, I believe. But we have some of our other friends beat it, the day after, 2 days after, with 40 hours, but he was also bringing people up through low rank and doing a bunch of other miscellaneous shit, but
don't forget
doing
that
the Monster Hunter game loop.
Trevor was there with us up until Arkfeld.
Correct.
Doing all of the...
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he could have done it with us.
Yeah,
but,
he just stopped.
Backed out to do other stuff. But yeah, there's very different timelines of play throughout our whole group at this point, for sure. But we truly did blast through the entire fucking game in one weekend. I thought we were being slightly hyperbolic when we said that. We knew we were I figured we'd get into mid-high rank, not literally finish the entire game, which is what we ended up doing, which is crazy when you think about it. But also, as I said, I skipped literally every cutscene and piece of dialogue. I'm sure that adds probably minimum 5 hours, if not more. I did not engage with the entirety of the game. I just engaged with the gameplay loop of the game.
Yeah.
And nothing else. But yeah, overall it was so good. We didn't do anything other than play the game.
So the next thing that I want to talk about is the monster roster.
Yeah.
So, just to be clear, we had 29 monsters, 12 returning, and 3 of those 12 were new iterations, being the Guardian variations. So, really we had 9 returning and 20 new monsters.
Good ratio.
Yeah, an amazing ratio. And all of the monster design, including the ones that they brought back, are epic. I mean, just peak
the
Monster
new monsters
Hunter.
are fucking incredible. I like all but one of the new monsters, and the one that I don't like is like, it's fine. I just don't.
Which one do you not like?
I wasn't a huge fan of Hirobami. He was like, he's okay. He was just, it's not like a bad fight. It was just a little annoying to me. That one's kind of whatever. Literally every other fucking fight felt so good. Bawahara, I guess, was also a little bit whatever, but I like that body type of things, so I liked him a little bit more than Hirobami.
Yeah. I think the game, and I understand why it doesn't, but it could have used more, like, chump monsters. So we pretty much only have Bawahara and Chupacabra, because after that, it's Dagashima. I guess you could count Lalaburina as a chump.
I treated Lalaburina like a fucking chump, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So, let me mute my phone. Yeah, the great thing about this game is just so many new monsters, and so unique, too.
Yeah, everything felt so fresh. Like, I feel like we both kind of said that about Rise as well, where World, as much as I love it and you don't for your own reasons, we both agree that as good as it was, the variety was not there. It's the thing that, I mean, I don't even think us. I think everyone kind of harps on the most. Like, the game felt good to play if you didn't play Gunlance, but everything else felt great. But it was like, oh, look at this flavor of dinosaur. That's a dinosaur. No matter how you slice it, it's either a dinosaur or it's a dinosaur with wings.
Yeah.
But it's a fucking dinosaur. Where this one, everything actually felt... Like, there are similar things, of course. It would be weird if literally every single one of the 29 monsters was, like, wholly unique. But everything felt so different. Bringing spiders back was really good. Having the... I don't know what they're actually classified as. Having the octopuses
cephalopods.
In Nuudra and cephalopods, thank you. In Nuudra and Zuwu. Incredible. Those, I think, are some of the coolest fights in the game, to be honest.
Yeah.
They are so unique to anything we've seen in Monster Hunter so far. Or, I should technically say, anything I've seen in Monster Hunter so far. I know that we have had at least one cephalopod. There might be other ones in earlier games. I know that I harp on Nakarkos every day of the week. Which really fucking hyped for him now that there's actual fucking cephalopods in the game, and we see how they work, but we'll see on that. But they might be in older games. I can't speak to that super well, but it felt so fresh for everything. How big Jindahad was in that fight felt, even though the fight's I don't even want to call it basic. Like, he doesn't have the craziest moves. He has some very visually impressive moves, certainly, when he's doing things.
Yeah.
But, like, when you're that big, you can only do so much, I feel like, if you know what I mean. Like,
yeah,
you can't have him being the most agile fucking Oda Garen dashing back and forth and doing all this shit. He's just too big. It wouldn't make any fucking sense. But even that felt really good, and it was a very interesting fight within those parameters.
Yeah, I mean, Jindahad was the most... it was the best display of how you can use the environment in this game, because it's required for you to use the environment for his fight.
Yeah, he felt like Elatrion Light.
Yeah.
Or even Behemoth Light, I guess.
It was really fun. I think that Ray Dow is probably my favorite new monster. I think Zulu and New Udra are cool because they're just like big little octopusy boys that like flail around with their tentacles, and it's cool that we see that in a Monster Hunter game now. But I love Ray Dow just conceptually. He's just a flying wyvern. His element is thunder. It's nothing like crazy. But he turns into a fucking railgun. And another thing about these monsters is they aren't inherently gifted with their element. I don't know if you picked up on this or not.
Yeah,
they only show up in their inclemency.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that it was going to be the Apex is bringing the inclemency, but it's not quite that.
They arrive during.
Yeah, and so Ray Dow channels the, inherent static and negative energy in the air into beams of lightning that his horns that go from perpendicular off the side of his face to down parallel with his head and blast you like it's a fucking railgun, and it is the coolest shit in the world. On top of that, he has these crazy acrobatic attacks that you would think that all flying wyverns could do, but like his attack pool is just like completely unique to that classification. It's so cool.
See, that's interesting because I was actually just like, I don't disagree with you. I was, however, going to say he reminded me a lot of Astalos, which, I mean, obviously I'm a huge fan of. That's like one of my favorite monsters in the series. But like, I felt like he acted a decent amount like that, which I felt was really cool.
Yeah, but Astalos
Similar
like
vibe.
spits thunder at you, essentially.
He does, yeah.
And he does a lot of like spinning tail attacks. And Astalos is basically just like a Rathalos counterpart.
That's fair, yeah.
Whereas Ray Dow is like something else entirely. Just super cool. And I think the entire roster it's just so Monster Hunter to its core. It's so unique in all of these different locales. It's just so amazing. And then you get into high rank and you see some of the monsters that people might have missed, like Rathian Rathalos. You get Blinganga and Kongalala, which were last seen in Freedom Unite. Very cool there. Yinkutku, another fan favorite, where people have been wondering. Gravios. When's the last time you fought a Gravios? For you?
It was so nice not fighting a Gravios. I think it was in World, wasn't it?
No.
Out of my mind?
You fought the baby one.
Oh.
Viserios.
Was he in Gen then?
Yeah, he might have been in Gen.
Definitely was in Viserios, yeah.
He might have been in Gen.
I think he might have been in Gen. Because I feel like it hadn't been that long since I'd fought him, but it was nice not having to fight him. He's, one thing I will say about all of these monsters is obviously in our last episode when we found out about the Juxeros reveal, a couple of the monsters that I didn't really like as much. There's definitely an argument for I'm just better at the game at this point in time. But, like, again, other than Hirobami, which I didn't dislike, I just wasn't the biggest fan of, Like, Gypceros isn't that fucking bad, and to be fair, I don't think Gypceros was ever that fucking bad. I just have a deep, deep hatred for him in my bones that will never be shaken, and you'll never convince me otherwise.
Yeah.
But even Gravios, he's annoying for the first 40 seconds of the fight, and then you break his stomach and everything's fine. You break whatever part you're trying to target with your weapon, which obviously is a dual blades user. I was just trying to get under him and be able to hit him. And the first time I fought him, I was really like, oh, this is just gonna suck. This is gonna be really bad, and I'm not gonna enjoy this at all. And then I broke his stomach, and I was like, oh, this is fine. This is just like any other fight now. There's absolutely no worries. This game has done a really good job. We'll talk about it more in the weapons for sure, of taking things that I didn't like in the game. Not that, like, things that I thought were wrong, but just, like, my personal did not like them, and I go, you know, actually, it's not that bad. Other than Fulgur Anjanath, he still sucks, and you won't make me like him either. But that's 1 of 29. I'd say that's a pretty good ratio overall. But I didn't like the Anjanath in World, so that one, you know, that one just kind of stuck for me. Not a fan of that monster, but he's fine.
Yeah.
Cult of Anjanath's kind of cool, but that's about it.
But yeah, let's talk about some issues that we have with the game, and I can tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah, so Tyler and I have already hashed this out personally a little bit. I don't think that I can technically be wrong on the part that I'm going to say, but the thing that I want to address first is not my own actual issue. And you can see literally every single fucking person that's played Monster Hunter talk about this, but we're talking about Monster Hunter, and we've been talking about it for a bit, so too fucking bad you have to hear it from us, too. There's a lot of people going around saying that this game is easy. For one, a lot of people, it is not their first Monster Hunter game for. There is an inherent value of you are going to be better at this game than you were at Worlds and than you were at Rise, because you beat both of those games. You just get better. Is the combat different? Yeah, like a little bit. There's different systems and like different moves and things, but at its core, it is Monster Hunter combat. And if you're good at one game, you're going to be good at the next one, even going backwards. Like, it'll be different. There'll be different timings and things, but you're just going to inherently be better at it than you were when you started playing World as your first game, or Rise, or For You as your first game. They're going to inherently get easier. This has been something that I saw a post saying that Freedom Unite is too easy. A game that I think even not playing, objectively, no one would call easy at this point in fucking time. Maybe that's because it's so fucking clunky, but that's besides the point. The other thing that goes with this is people kind of joke about it, but it really is true. The base game of any Monster Hunter game might as well be fucking practice mode. Like, it's not, there's difficulty in it, especially as a new player, but everyone that plays Monster Hunter knows that the real difficulty comes in the DLC or the second version of the game, not for you, Gen Ultimate, Iceborne, Sunbreak. That's where the true difficulty of these come in. High rank is basically just, low rank is literally just see what you like. And then high rank is really get familiar with your weapon now and figure out what the fuck you're doing and how you're supposed to be doing this to be good at this game. It is not trying to put you through your fucking paces. If you're going into high rank going, this needs to be the end of Elden Ring, or insert your favorite Soulsborne game here, it's not what we're going to have. It's not what they were looking. I don't even think it's what they're inherently looking to do. Like, they want to make their games playable and accessible to people. They're not looking to kick your fucking ass in low rank. Now, in low rank, did I kill multiple monsters without them ever even moving? Yes, but I have hundreds of hours in this fucking series. I'd be upset with myself if I couldn't do that at this point in time. I should be able to fucking clap cheeks in low rank at this point. But even in high rank, the only validity that I'll give, I saw a whole breakdown of someone talking about it, and I'm curious on your thoughts as well a little bit. Someone said that they gave the hunters every tool they could ever need and took a lot of the monsters' tools away. He was talking about things like, wind pressure and tremor effects and like a lot of the things that monsters would really do to disrupt your flow of how you hunt things. And while I do agree with him, and I don't have it pulled up here, I can't quote it, but I agree with the sentiment that guy was, that person was saying. But everything that he was saying is like a monster tool is something that I went, that felt bad though. Like just going, like fighting something and getting tremor rezzed for 5 seconds. It didn't feel like, oh, interesting gameplay where I'm getting disrupted. It was just like, all right, let me fucking stand here for 5 seconds and do nothing while I get comboed. Where there's nothing I can fucking do, which obviously the thing to do would then be slot in tremor resistance. That's how you have to tailor your build more specifically to the things that you're fighting. I personally, though, like the kind of more streamlined feel that it has. If that's your kind of issue with it, I understand that a lot more than people just going, it's too easy, I'm killing things too quick. I like it. I think the timing for this game is longer than Rise and shorter than World, which I have said previously.
That's what it should
very
be.
Much
yeah.
That's exactly what I wanted. A couple of our friends were even like, it's a little too fast. And I'm like, this game is the literal perfect pacing for what I want. I do not want to be fighting a monster for 25 fucking minutes.
Yeah,
I don't want to be fighting a monster for 2 minutes unless it's like something I'm very specifically trying to go as fast as I possibly fucking can. But outside of that, I think the pacing and difficulty is near perfect for where it should be right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have an issue with the difficulty, and I just have to ask them what they think, which monster do they think should be decimating us? Because right now,
correct.
What would you say? It's Gore and Arkfeld?
It's Gore and Arkfeld. And the way that they're decimating us, and to be honest, I think they still fucking can.
Yeah.
But the answer is, you're never getting chip damaged down. Another comparison he made is like, you only had limited supplies in previous Monster Hunter games, where now you have
false.
It's been this way for
so false.
3 generations.
yeah. 3 games,
yeah, 3 games. So like clearly that's the gameplay loop they're going for. You have access to your whole fucking box the whole time.
Yeah.
That was a valid criticism in World. Maybe. I don't think it's valid, but like I understand where that would be a criticism, but like I don't know, get on board or get out of the car at this point. Like
yeah.
It's clearly going that way, so shut the fuck up. It doesn't matter anymore. But like Arkfeld and Gore don't like, you're not getting like a hit here, and then you don't really have time to heal. They go bop 100% to set to 25%.
Yeah.
Quick bop follow up 25 to 0.
Yeah, and it's like
it definitely still happens. If you're being an arrogant asshole, you're gonna get your shit rocked still. You can't fuck around necessarily.
Yeah, and I'd say the other thing is like the armor that we have does not have super high defenses when it comes to like the tempered versions of these monsters. So it's like,
yeah,
if you are truly not challenged at all by like a 5-star tempered Arkfeld, it might be time for you to try a new weapon, because you are just 100% proficient. Like our buddy Trevor beat the game with like, what did he have, 120 hunts on Hunting Horn? Yeah, because he had 2 horns, one on his back and one on his sacred.
Yep, it's nothing else in his bar at all.
And he's since branched out and he's been playing a bit of everything. But it's like, if you aren't getting challenged by, tempered Arkfeld, you should learn a new weapon. Like, I'm gonna start playing bow. I've played gun lance and sword and shield, and I can definitely solo everything with gun lance. I'm not challenged anymore, so I need to play something that I need to get good at again, because I came
Exactly.
from, Rise and Gen 4U and 3U. Although in 3U I did Insect Glaive. No, not 3U, 4U I did Insect Glaive because it just came out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, just, like, branch out a little bit. I know that
Yeah.
everybody goes on the subreddit and they get, like, their little flair for their weapon that they use, and, like, Hammer Bros constantly reply bonk when they see somebody else with, like, a hammer, and, it's funny or whatever, but...
Protect them. I will never fault them for that.
Yeah.
Hammer go bonk.
But yeah, like, the other thing is, the reason why the game is getting easier is because you're getting better. Because what they did with this game is they gave every single weapon a skill-based upgrade, essentially. So for, like, Gunlance, it's not super obvious, but it is timing-based, so you can get your full combo off super easily and deal a ton of damage if the monster's laying on the ground. But you can also get your full combo off if the monster's on its feet, and you can time when the attacks come out with guard points or with interrupts in your combo with, like, a sidestep or what have you, and still be, completely safe. But when you first pick up the weapon, I don't think you're going to do that. You messaged me the other day that you played Gunlance and you called it the most boring fucking thing in the world. And I think you were wrong for that. But, yeah, it's just...
If you're fully proficient at your weapon, you shouldn't be carding, objectively. If you're playing your weapon correctly that you've put 100 hours into, other than, there's obviously always going to be some bad RNG, things don't go your way, an ill-timed stun, shit like that. Like, things will happen, but if you're playing at your peak, you should be winning. That's how the game is built. The game, other than any of the games, up until the very, very end of D-Rank, Master Rank, I don't feel like this is a game that was ever meant to absolutely fucking kick your ass.
Yeah.
That's not the point of what this game is, in my opinion, at least.
No, I think that's the correct opinion.
Like, when you're supposed to start off as a scrappy hunter and then feel really good about how you play at the end of it. That's the flow of a Monster Hunter game.
Yeah. The other thing that I see people complain about is lack of content, and to me, that feels a little bit crazy, because like I said, there's 20 new monsters, that's 20 new armor sets, and you have to find the way to look the absolute snazziest when you're out there hunting. So you need to be getting those armors, those layered armor sets. But also, I don't know how
That's
many people. You're what?
I'm anti-layered armor. That's my hot take.
You're anti-layered armor?
Let me clarify that statement. I'm not anti-layered armor being in the game. I personally feel like if you want to be... I agree, you should be rocking your best drip. But in my opinion, if you want to be rocking the best drip, your stats have to fucking match that shit. If you want to be wearing the drippiest outfit you can and the stats suck, you gotta fucking play with that. Play it as it lies. I won't force that onto other people. I don't mean that way. I'm anti-layered armor. I don't use it personally. If I want to look good and that piece of armor doesn't fit my stats, fucking sucks. That's my take on it.
Yeah, it's just such a wild and crazy take, because you can literally have the stats that you want and look really cool. So
no, you can.
I think
and
that's really stupid that you don't do that.
I love that for other people.
You're rocking around with like fucking 3 pieces arc veld, 2 pieces gore.
And I think it looks drippy as hell.
Did you change the colors? Wait, did you change the colors on the armor?
Nope, I did not.
Okay, then I think it looks stupid. Because one of them is black and purple and the other one is crystalline white.
I feel like those colors work together. That and the gore cape carries most of the outfit, I won't even lie to you.
Gore cape always carries.
It really does.
Okay. People that think there's not enough content, they are stupid, because for the past 3 Monster Hunter games, or I guess the 2 previous Monster Hunter games, in between the base game and the DLC
expansion,
there has been these free content drops
that
happened.
That
happened, called title updates. So we're getting our first one in early April, and it is March 19th when we record this. We have a returning amazing monster that's going to be fucking fun as hell in this game, I can already tell. Mizitsune. And then I think they're also already giving us a new tier of difficulty that we can find monsters at.
I mean, I know we said we technically won't talk about the data leaks. They have said very openly, we are giving you a new difficulty. They're giving us Arc Tempered.
Yeah.
Which, like, obviously, like, unless they came up with something completely different for some reason, why would you when you already had Tempered in the game before the data leaks came out? As soon as they said that for the title update, I went, oh, Arc Tempered, no question. And that is confirmed what we are getting at this point.
Yeah.
Again, unless they do some crazy fucking 180 because people data mined it and they're not happy about that, but I don't think Capcom is a company. Like, I'm sure they don't like it, but I don't think they're one of the companies that sees, oh, you leaked our data, we're going to rebuild everything because of it now.
Yeah, no, they're not the type to do that.
So we're getting Arc Tempered, which is going to be hopefully. I mean, I do hope that Arc Tempered shit actually does genuinely fucking kick our ass. I won't lie, but it's gonna be harder.
Are you going to hope that they come out with Rarity 9 gear with Arc Tempered? So right now we're at Rarity 8.
I feel like they can just up everything to have every monster at Rarity 8 at that point. But I mean, I wouldn't be opposed
all of the
to
monster armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't inherently be opposed to it. They probably have to release weapons though, so I think Rarity 9 isn't inconceivable, certainly.
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool if they did something like all armor can go up to 8 by fighting the Arc Tempered version of that monster and getting whatever from the monster to upgrade the armor or to forge the armor, and it keeps like the same armor skills and stuff. I think weapons, they could probably go up to 9, especially because with Arc Tempered we're probably going to get new Ardian weapon crafts, and I think the worst thing that they could do is release Arc Tempered, give us new Ardian weapon crafts, and then not do anything to the rest of the weapons. Because Ardian weapons look stupid as hell.
They do, they suck.
The
weapons are good, but like the look is dumb.
I get what they were trying to do with them. It feels very obvious to me that the parts that we're finding are from the ancient civilization, where they had like this huge technological advancements. So
it's like matching that theme.
Yeah. That doesn't mean that it looks good though. It looks like fucking Halo weapons. Like they're all like,
they're just very sleek.
Yeah, like
they're a little too sleek for the grunginess of Monster. The rest of literally every other weapon, which like
there's one weapon. I
want to say it's a cool juxtaposition, but like it would be if they looked slightly different. I guess. They look too clean for weapons that were restored from an ancient society.
Yeah, and like there's one weapon where I'm like, okay, that should be sleek, and that's a longsword. Everything else is like, you have 2 swords, and you have to hunt something 6 times your size. They need to be big. They need to be thick blades.
With that definition, I think you have to like Lance Ardian in that case, because that is a fuck-off behemoth of a fucking weapon.
Yeah, it's just massive and pointy stick. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a couple of Ardians that look fine. But like the hunting horn is a microphone? What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean,
it's funny, but like
Trevor will tell you, hunting horn players have just gotten used to the fact that all of them look like shit.
Yeah.
There's like none of them that look good.
It's funny, but it's like, what the hell?
What the hell?
What the hell? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, if Ardian weapons are the only thing that get like anything out of Arc Tempered monsters being here, that'd be so sad, because for almost every weapon type, the Ardian is like the GOAT. It's like you need to grind Ardian with this status on it, and you need these specific upgrades for it to be the best weapon. And also, Monster Hunter, it doesn't matter if you're using the best weapon.
No,
it's pretty
not.
balanced.
If you runner, it truly doesn't matter.
It's pretty balanced around like the tier system, so like the rarities. So as long as if you're fighting a tempered monster with a rarity 6, you're gonna get your ass kicked and you're gonna feel like you're dealing no damage.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you have to grind out for the perfect Ardian weapon so that you can kill something 15 seconds faster than you could if you had a monster equivalent.
Correct.
Piece.
Yeah.
It's just that would really suck.
No, I certainly agree with that.
That being
said, I do like the Ardian weapon system. I think it's very cool how they did it. I like that it's, as much as some of the time sync grinds are maybe a little too long, but like I don't even know if I even fully want to back that anymore with the event quests we're getting. I like that, we got through the game in, I don't know what time you finished it at. I beat the game and could have gone, I'm done at 26 hours.
Yeah, right.
But things like Ardian weapons, and like obviously I'm going to keep playing just because I like the gameplay loop. But like Ardian weapons, how long it takes to fully upgrade your armor, all of that felt like good time sinks, even if I think they're maybe a little long. The hunter symbols are a little annoying, but like it's annoying, but it's like, oh, I need 30,000 hunter commendation 3s. It's like, well, the end game is Arkveld and Gore Magala in the 3 apexes.
Well, 4, yeah.
You're gonna do it. 4. Oh yeah, 4. I always forget that Jindahad is one because he felt like a raid boss, not an actual normal monster fight. That's why I always forget about putting him in there. But like, you're gonna be killing them anyways. So like, it's not really that much of a complaint to say that, in a way,
Right. I agree.
You're gonna do it anyways. If you're doing the like Trevor did, where you go, I want to make all of the rarity 8 versions of my weapon. Yeah, you're gonna have a bit of a grind on that, and it might end up getting a little bit annoying. But also, all of the grinds for monster parts, in those grinds of going like, all right, let me run this fucking one fight 50 times to get my 1% gem drop, those are alleviated, which I can understand the argument saying that that's not as fun. I'm not going to agree with that argument. I think that it is so much better to just have access to the things that I want to make the things that I want. And there's still somewhat of a grind, unless you're like really save scumming, resetting your areas to just wait until one comes up with a gem drop in the investigation screen. Like, you still have to work at it. It's just more likely. Like, I am at no point in this game going to encounter a 50-hour grind like I did in 4U trying to get a fucking Ruby Basarios gem. Thank God. That shit sucked. That was not, like, a good time. Like, especially if it's a monster that you don't necessarily like, but you go, well, this weapon has the element that I want, or the stats that I want, or the gem slots that I want. Like, you're not going to have to wait that long to get it anymore, which in my opinion feels great. That's way better than the alternative that we have had in the past. All of the quality of life in this game is crazy. I thought it was so good.
Yeah. I guess I'll just finish up on the content aspect. With these new title updates, probably going to be like 7 or 8 new monsters added.
Yeah, that sounds
and
great.
Probably one of them is going to be a big siege, similar to Cold Tuve or whatever it was in World.
Yeah. Cool and Safi.
Yeah.
I could see that being like the last or second to last title update sort of thing.
Yeah, where it's like, okay, you don't have to, but you might have to kind of have more than just yourself on these. I hope that they go the way with Rise, where monsters have unique skills more so. Because like right now, it's like, Gore and Arkvelds, they have like their thing where it's like Flare or like Elemental Absorption or like antivirus and stuff. Like other than that, most of the monsters' armor sets have skills that you can also just kind of gem into anything. But like in Rise, you would have things like the Risen Teostra, which is like the Archetype. As long as you were dealing damage and not getting hit, you're building up this thing called Blast Powder. And then when it like reached its maximum, you exploded next to the monster and dealt damage. Super cool stuff. Or like they could do something like they did with Flaming the Spinus, which was a bring in from Monster Hunter Frontier, where the weapons...
That wasn't a Rise unique monster? What?
No.
Oh fuck, I did not know that.
The Flaming Spinus had Flame Elemental on all of its weapons, but regular Spinus had poison on it, and the Flaming Spinus weapons could also poison while dealing the flame damage. Super cool. And one thing...
no dual element weapons kind of was a shame.
Yeah.
So far.
Well, it wasn't even a dual element. It was just like a hidden ailment that was on the weapon. Like,
was it? Rise, our World actually had a couple like actual dual elements.
Yeah, and that was in Rise too, where you could have like a para and a sleep dual blade, where it's like perfect.
Maybe it's just a dual blade thing, to be fair, because you literally have 2 weapons.
Yeah. Like with Mizutsune, I hope they bring this back so much.
Love your Bubble Blight so fucking
It's called
much.
Bubbly Dance, and when you have the full armor on, you actually inflict the blight that Mizutsune gives you, which it just makes you slippery on yourself. But it gives you like a longer evade window if you have Bubbly Dance. And also with Coalescence, the skill, when you're blighted, you get increased attack. I think it'd be really cool to have. It'd be a fun bow build, because you already have like the perfect dodge. But if you fuck up the perfect dodge, you get like the free extended evade and everything. It'd be really fun. It was really fun on Longsword too in Rise, because you could like do an evade where you kind of like slip. It's very cool, but they need to bring back more monster specific stuff. Yeah, and like they have these set effects, but like they're fucking useless. The Jindahad one, could you even tell me what that set effect is?
No, but I also crafted 1 set of high rank gear, and then I haven't looked at anything else since. So
yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
The best example.
So Jindahad is like recovered from like snare, being frozen, or like web, like Nursilla can web you up.
Basically makes you fight Jindahad and like one other monster, 2 other monsters better.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's it. Yeah.
And it's like, that's the set bonus. This is dog shit. Whereas the Gormagala set bonus is
giving you frenzy.
Give you frenzy.
That if you have it
with antivirus,
it clears it.
With antivirus, you clear it and you just get the fucking attack and affinity up, and it's like, Jesus Christ. So, yeah.
Which I do not have, by the way. I do not have antivirus. I just constantly have frenzy every time I fucking fight things. Arkveld just lets you play Bloodborne. You don't know Bloodborne. When you take damage in Bloodborne, you have a little window of time where you have your full health bar, but then a red part of it. And if you hit things in retaliation, you actually fill up some of your health again.
Oh, okay.
That's what Arkveld's set. I assume that's what Arkveld's set does. If that's not,
is that Guardian Arkveld, or is that just regular Arkveld?
Regular Arkveld. Because if it's not from him, I don't know where it's coming from. But it just lets you do that, which is like crazy. What I think is realistically probably the best mantle in the game, the Corrupted Mantle, that deals damage to you but gives you a bunch of bonus damage and affinity. It just makes that fake.
Yeah.
It literally just makes it so that gives you bonus damage and affinity. Which again is the point. Like, they want you to be strong by the end of the game, but like, it's so fucking strong. It's crazy strong when you have that. My health bar doesn't even fucking move. Like, I can stay at full health when I do that.
One thing I'll say about the mantle system in this game is the mantles are all strong. Like, the recovery mantle literally will heal you to fall like once every 15 seconds or something. The corrupted mantle just gives you, on certain attacks, you get a second proc of like 0.75 damage. The Rocksteady, you just ignore anything
the
knocking you back.
Rocksteady mantle.
And then the evasion gives you like the bow's perfect evade without like the stamina restore.
Oh, is that what it does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where like you dodge any damage and get like crazy iframes. All really good. The only downside is that their timer carries on over hunts, so you don't get them up for every hunt, which is
it makes sense in the flow of the game, but it just feels bad. Feels bad that that's how it works instead of it resets after every hunt.
Yeah, and one thing that we're getting is in Title Update 1 we get the Gathering Hub, which everybody's like super thrilled about. I thought it was fine that it wasn't in the first one because you're literally issues. You are like the caravan from Monster Hunter 4. This is not a sequel to Monster Hunter World. This is a sequel to For You.
Yeah, really.
I think it's so plainly obvious. Yeah, the story it all accumulates to Gormagala again. You have 2 members from the caravan. You're traveling to different villages. You're kind of like operating outside of like a major hub of the guild. Like in World, the first thing that you do is you step off the boat to a fortress that the guild threw up. Yeah, it's like, this is not like World. There's not a gathering hub because the guild does not have a presence in this space yet. And so it's like, that's why we didn't have like posted quests, like the Star Quest, because if you read all the quest description, it's from people in the area giving the quest to the guild. The guild's not here, so that's why we're doing a lot of investigations and stuff instead. I just think I think people that are veterans to Monster Hunter are complaining because it feels too revolutionary.
I mean, but like, it is and it isn't. Like, what element of a guild hub are we actually missing other than story-wise? Because if you're in the same village,
you see each other. So like, if that's what you're complaining about, that like, oh, I can't see my friends in one kind of fun, quirky setting. Yes, you can. Yeah, but like, Our
So what
friends in our
difference does it
Discord
make?
complained that they couldn't arm wrestle and chill in the sauna together.
I mean, I do miss chilling in the sauna. Don't get me wrong.
Or
But
like
like,
eating
yeah,
a meal together and stuff like that. It's like, I get it. I fucking get it. But
I don't think it's the biggest of issues.
like, it doesn't match the setting. Like, could you imagine if they literally, one of the first things that happens is they set up a temporary camp.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind
with all of this extraneous shit.
So it's
it'd be a little odd.
Yeah, it would be weird. So, I mean, fucking everything's a tent. You don't even have a house. It's a tent.
Exactly. Yeah, there's nothing to like be a permanent residence. Why would they set up all of that stuff?
Yeah.
It just doesn't check out. So I got some thoughts on weapons and then a couple things that I think are like, again, very minor issues to go into.
Sure, go ahead.
So, on the weapon side, I think everything, with one caveat, I think everything feels really good. I've tried now every weapon except for Hunting Horn and Charge Blade, because I just can't be fucked to learn them. I literally played one hunt of Gun Lance to fuck with you and say it was boring. When I fully admitted that I almost certainly did not use like half the kit because it's a very combo heavy weapon.
You're
I acknowledge that.
Way too much.
No, that certainly wasn't the issue. But like the very combo heavy ones, Hunting Horn, I'll never be fucked to learn. I'll never touch it. And even though, from what it sounds like, Charge Blade isn't even that bad, I don't think ever, but like especially now with how wounds work, it doesn't really seem like it's that bad. I just can't be fucked, and I won't have as good of an experience unless I like go to the training area and actually learn the combos, and I just don't want to do that. The other ones, I know there are combos for them, but they're not like super fucking key to the weapon. The focus system, which we've talked about before the game actually launched, really changed fucking everything. I think the weapon that benefited from it the most in terms of gameplay is the Greatsword.
Yep.
I think being able to spin your weapon and not miss a true charge slash because the monster moved half a fucking inch, I think is the biggest actual gameplay change to any weapon. But in terms of fun value, I think the Lance benefited the most because the Lance actually feels really fucking fun now, which is something I never thought I would say in any Monster Hunter game. That might, I mean, I don't think it's my second most used weapon, but out of like all of the ones that I've tried, if I play through the game again, I will almost certainly use a Lance. Because just being able to aim and the wound break giving you some mobility is all that weapon needed to go from stab, 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 dash, stab, 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 dash on repeat forever to like actually feeling really good and super fun to play. It's all it needed. I think that is the one that in a fun sense benefited the most from it.
Yeah. I think focus is a very good addition to the game.
Just in general, yeah.
I think the wounds might be a bit overtuned, but
they feel very strong.
It is a pattern that when they add something new to a Monster Hunter game, it is not balanced perfectly. Yeah.
They want you to engage with it, so it's a little stronger than it realistically should be.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
Like that's every fucking game. That's not like a real issue with anything. In overtuned games and overtuned things in a non-competitive game, I'll go out and say it's not even bad. If it's competitive and something's overtuned like that, yeah, it's an issue. When card games do it and it's like, well, these are the only cards that matter now, or like shooting games of like, well, we introduced this new gun and it's the most broken gun in the game because we want everyone to use it. That's lame as shit. When it's like changing a meta like that, it's fucking dumb, and like I understand the logic, but it's stupid. In a non-competitive game, who fucking cares? It's fine. That's more fun for every single person in the game, so it's fine. You're never like, man, these wounds are really hurting me in my experience. You're going, bigger numbers, bigger number fun. And I feel like no matter what weapon you play, bigger number fun is an inherently true statement.
Yep.
I also didn't hate the longsword for once. I still didn't like super
It's funny.
enjoy it.
The longsword has changed its identity so much from World that I don't think it's the most cringe anymore. But I have to keep saying it's cringe because I've thought it's cringe so long. But
yeah, I'm gonna hate Gypseros even though he's not that bad.
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
We have to stick to our guns on these things.
The longsword is a counter weapon now. Like it like still really still has, you know, rising slash and stuff like that, and like crazy damage output. But
Helmbreaker, all that.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, Helmbreaker. But a lot of the longsword gameplay that I see that's like super impressive, it's like timing your counters to get like the big slash, like the big round slash.
Yeah, the IO slash and the counter slash.
Yeah, it's so cool.
They're really good.
So cool.
Yeah. As soon as you hit red bar, I don't know what it's fucking called, Spirit Gauge?
Yeah, Spirit Gauge 3.
As soon as you hit red Spirit Gauge and the entire weapon changed, I was like, oh wait, this is actually fun for me to play now. It doesn't feel like if I'm not hitting the same 4 buttons in a row, I'm playing the weapon wrong. Like, I acknowledge I'm probably not playing optimally, but I'm having fun while not playing optimally.
Yeah.
And that was not a true statement before with the longsword. It's like, if you're not filling that gauge and doing 4 Helmbreakers, it felt like you were playing the weapon objectively wrong. Where, is that maybe still the best way? I don't fucking know. Maybe not. But, like, it doesn't feel that way anymore. And that's very nice. I was very impressed by that, actually. My hot take on the weapons, though, I don't even know if it's a hot take. The take that I was not expecting to say is that none of the ranged weapons feel good anymore. I do not like any of the 3 ranged weapons in this game. I know you've been talking about bow.
Yeah.
I played a pretty fucking good amount of bow in World. I think in Rise as well. I might have played it a little less in Rise. But they were some of my favorite weapons. I liked just holding back and hitting R2 on a heavy bowgun. That was like my most used weapon by the end of my time in World. And they feel like shit now. I don't know what changed. And like, I'll acknowledge that my build isn't optimized towards it. Other than bow, I feel like my build actually is. I feel
dual
like
blades and bow
blades kind of be the
one.
same armor set, realistically.
Yeah.
But like, just none of them. I did one light bowgun hunt in low rank, which, like, you know, low rank is whatever. But like, I was like, man, the spacing feels too tight. Like, and it just doesn't hit the same with heavy bowgun. And then bow, I feel like if I got better at it, I would like it a little bit more. But bow feels like the only weapon that punishes you for not being perfect at the game, because one of the biggest additions to bow is the perfect dodge restore all of your stamina, which makes bow work when you don't have energy drinks, where I don't feel like any other weapon does that. I feel like any other weapon, your perfect dodge is giving you a benefit, and if you miss it, it's fine. If you miss it on bow, it feels like you can't play the weapon as well, and I feel like it's more punishing than it is additive, actually. No other weapon makes it feel like that.
Yes, that's a fine take. I just think with, you know, what is it, Constitution and Stamina Surge, you get your stamina back to full so quick, and it also takes forever to drain. It's like not really a big deal. So I get what you're saying, but also, didn't you say that like bow feels so terrible to play early because you don't have energy drinks and you can't just like have maximum uptime on your DPS, and it feels like you're hampering yourself early if you were to try to play bow? And then they fix the problem, and now you're like, well, now I have to play perfect.
No, you're correct about that. I'll give you that for sure. My much bigger issue with bow, like, that's part of it, certainly. My bigger issue is that bow dancing isn't there as much, which is fine. It seems like there's just different tech for the bow now. But bow dancing is the thing that made it feel so fucking fun. And it's the reason that you needed energy drinks and stuff.
Well, you still
like,
have...
That one's just... You do. It's still there. Like,
You
I'm
still
not
have,
saying
like,
they
the
took
charge
it away.
draw. Or the charge dodge. Where, like, if you're holding charge and you dodge, it's still, like, it advances your charge again. So you can, like, draw, dodge, advance your charge, release. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's still
it just
there.
Didn't feel quite as smooth as it did in World, I feel like. And that could just be a lack of practice with the weapon. Fuck, I didn't know about the fucking lock-on rocket arrow until a couple
the tracer.
Months when I saw Trevor doing it. And that's fucking cool as hell. I love that. Like, the additions to the bow, I don't think they're bad weapons, any of the range weapons, by any means. They just don't feel as good to me as they did in World, necessarily.
I think the way that the bow has changed is it's a lot less, spinning around the monster. Spinning around the monster, shooting it. And it's now, like, standing in the spot that you want to shoot it. And then when it comes at you, you get out of the way and hit it some more. But, like, the move pool is so cool. Like,
it is. It's a really interesting pool.
You can extend
really interesting kit.
A dodge by, like, leaping into the air and shooting. It's like, that's fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Or not extend a dodge, because you're not actually in iframes when you do that, but, like, you extend the distance that you travel after a dodge by doing that. And you also have, like, the charge up 3 times, and then you have, like, a rest shot period. Yeah. And it's like, in between those, you can hit, I don't know what button it would be for you. For me, it's F on the keyboard. But, like, you do a, like, spread shot. And then you have the Dragon Piercer, and then you have the 1,000 Arrow Dragon Piercer. That's like, super cool stuff. Have you mounted a monster with the bow?
That one I have not done.
You should mount a monster with the bow, and then use the weapon attacks to finish the mount, instead of doing the optimal thing of opening a wound everywhere that you can, because that shit is so cool. Tracer arrows, like the volley, like it feels so stylish, and that it feels almost like the only ranged weapon that's fun to play. And I've played a lot of light bowgun hunts, and I have a really good light bowgun set. The issue that I find with the ranged weapons is that... Okay, so look, how do I put this? Pierce coatings on a bow are not dealing 100% damage for each pierce shot.
Yep.
And it's reduced so much that it's less damage than just shooting.
That, I believe that's how it is on the bow guns as well, too. Yeah.
So that
certainly
sucks.
Felt like it, at least.
But you do have power coating and you have close range coating, and both of them are just like straight buffs your damage.
The coating change is great as well. How they did that,
yep.
Fantastic.
Very, very good.
That took away like the genuine biggest issue of the bow.
Yeah. For bow guns, light bow gun is just like the only thing that you do with that is rapid shot. And it's like kind of sucks. It does have like the special shot where you embed it in the monster and then you keep attacking it and it explodes later. For like a big chunk of damage based on how much you hit it. The Rathalos and Rathian light bow guns have rapid fire pierce, which is pretty good, but they don't feel the best right now. I mean, Robert played heavy bowgun through most of the game and he was enjoying it, but it seems like from him you just like spam spread shot and normal shot.
Pierce is like the most irrelevant ammo type.
Yeah.
Bowguns now, which feels bad to me That feels like a personal attack on me.
Yeah, it's also like the Wyvern fire machine gun thing from Heavy Bowgun is like really fun to use.
And the BFG is dog shit.
Yeah. It's like, okay. Well, what is cool is that you get to change, every bowgun to use whatever you like out of the bowgun kit.
Yeah. Yeah, things aren't as locked off as they were in previous games, for sure.
Yeah.
I'd say the last thing I have, it just relates to weapons, I suppose, and then a couple gripes. Para, as someone that played Para for 90% of the game, Para's way too strong. Probably nerf Para. Jesus fucking Christ. It's absurd.
Yeah,
it's absurd how strong Para is. They need... Again, I played it for most of the game. At this point in time, I specifically go into fights without Para to feel alive. Because, I've now talked about it with all of our friends. In the previous Monster Hunter games, if you got 3 Paras off, you were like, oh my god, this is crazy shit. This is 2 or 3 of us using Para weapons. This is insane that we got this much of, opening time on it. Solo, I'm getting 5 to 6 Paras, and there's a weapon skill that gives you increased damage when something is either poisoned or parried. It's way too fucking strong. Tune it down or give monsters some immunity, please. As someone that is playing it,
what they need to do is they need to just nerf the build-up rates. So the first one can still get off as early as it does. The second one should not get off within 10 seconds of the first.
Exactly.
Funny. They need to have a resistance build up.
But fucking hell, the resistances need to build more exponentially. Shit's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and I think they need to make poison better.
No, they definitely need to make poison better. The only reason to poison is to proc the skill
that
Para also benefits off of, and if it's the skill that Para also benefits off of, just use fucking Para.
Well,
use the one that's actually good.
Well, so the poison lasts longer, so you get the attack up for longer. So I get why
it does, but barely, and the damage is so fucking irrelevant. And especially when hunts are so fast.
Yeah,
the damage is irrelevant.
It's 300. It's 300 damage. It's the actual poison damage. After
that's so little. That's 5 seconds of hitting the monster. On most weapons.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's not worth it. And then, speaking of both of those, my first little thing that I'll point out is that Element might as well... I didn't realize this until maybe a little... It doesn't... It's not an issue in the fact that you're playing suboptimally if you're using a weapon with Element. That being said, Element might as well not fucking matter. Pretty much everything has I didn't look through every fucking monster. I don't think I saw a 3-star Element weakness. The highest I personally saw in my very brief look through was 2, and it was on Gormagala feelers.
Yeah, exactly.
That thing that is not up during all of the fight, and when they are up, it's the hardest part of the monster to hit.
Yeah,
so it's
Jindahad has element resistant or weakness fire 2-star on just its head. And its head is so high up that the only thing that's going to hit it is a ranged weapon.
Yeah, so everything just having a 1-star weakness to basically every fucking element is oh, I should just... If I'm not using status, I should just be using raw.
Yeah. And
which, that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like it actually matters all that much at all.
And, I mean, if you're just going for, damage, then element is, there's a calculation that you can do where it's if I have this much raw, it's better than this much raw with,
X amount
300 element,
Right.
And the thing that bothers me the most about element is the critical element skill adds 0.1 percent damage increase. So it's 0.3% on an affinity strike. So if you actually get the crit, the element damage is increased by like 3.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? Oh, I do have a gripe about this game. Whoever put the integrated weapon skills into the weapons
doesn't know anything about the fucking
game. They don't play. They must not play.
No.
Because why would I ever want critical draw on a gun lance or dual blades or sword and shield where you never, ever cheat those weapons?
Right, and even if you do, you're getting it, unless it's time-based, which I don't think it is, it's like a certain amount of hits.
Yeah.
Or like just the draw attack. So like, yeah, the dual blades I've been rocking for the whole game have crit draw 3, and I'm like, cool, that's irrelevant. That makes no fucking difference to me. Focus is the only skill that matters.
Yeah, that's just, it is what it is.
Yeah, like, it's fine. That's why, like I said, all of our complaints are very minimal. Because, like, in tune with that, instead of having to get 7 points of every element, as I'm saying, element hardly fucking matters, but in a lot of these skills, attack up, all of the elements were 7 points, and they're all 3 now.
They had to do it that
incredible. Way. It's so good. Yeah, the split between weapon and armor skills, it just makes sense, but like it was a good split. It made sense, and it feels so much better than going like, oh, well, I have to dedicate 2/3 of my build to getting all of my element up. It's like, I have 1 gem. Cool, I'm done. Now I can do whatever the fuck I want with the rest of this build.
Yeah.
Which feels great. It feels so good.
It's awesome.
And then the other small gripe I have is that cooking doesn't matter.
Oh, the meals?
The ingredients don't matter. Because a couple times throughout the game, a couple of our friends were like, oh, I just don't feel like I have any ingredients. And I, for one, was like, how? What do you mean? I feel like I've never run out of them once I got into high rank. But also, I've looked at them specifically one time just to see what the fuck they did. And I was like, oh, I mean, this is normal eating skills. And it doesn't, it's like cool, but like maybe that's just because we're still in high rank, not master rank. Maybe in master rank it's gonna matter. But like currently it doesn't fucking matter. In the event quest that came up the first event quest they released that wasn't for the special item was you could grind Kufna cheese, which I don't even know what the fuck it does.
I think it gives defender.
Did I grind? Makes sense. Did I grind some of it just because I wanted to engage with that hunt? Yeah, I did. But like, do I feel like I need it?
Nope.
No, not at all. It didn't feel like at any point in time I was like, fuck, my meal is letting me down. Like, I should have eaten better. Like, you can eat a full meal, literally. We were fighting an Arkveld at one point, and I went, oh, fuck, my food ran out. I'm going to eat in front of its face. Like, I'm going to sit down and have a full 3-course meal in front of this man's face. It just doesn't matter. Like, what's the point? Like, I hope it's cool. It's interesting. I hope they do more with it to make it matter more. Or I hope they make it so the fights need it more, maybe. If you, like, have to grind. But actually, I say that, and as I'm saying it, I don't want that. I don't want to be like, man, I'm fighting this new monster. I gotta go get the cheese so I have dragon resist. Like, that, I don't want that either. That's dumb. Like, yeah. I think it's underutilized, but I can't think of a way to utilize it that would actually feel good. That would make me go like, oh yeah, because that is just, then you're just adding grind into your grind, which I'm a RuneScape player. I'm an Iron Man RuneScape player, no fucking less. Adding grind into your grind is something that I enjoy doing, but like, fuck, not like that. Like, don't make me do that. That's the difference between fucking Dark Souls and Bloodborne, where I don't know if I've told you this or not. I'm sure you to some degree know. When you die in Dark Souls, you have an Estus Flask. That heals you. When you die, it restores to full. In Demon Souls and Bloodborne, it was a consumable item that you had to go grind more of. So, in the middle of your grind of trying to learn and get better at a boss, you could just run out of healing items and then have to take a break from the thing you were doing and go grind out more healing items. That's dumb. That's a bad grind on top of the grind that I'm already doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, if they did that with food, which, like, I'm not saying that eating for certain skills has never been important. We all know that eating for Moxie is good. We all know that doing the one to get increased rewards is good. All that kind of shit. Even eating for elemental resistance. It genuinely makes a difference at certain points. But, like, if you're gonna make me grind for ingredients, so it's like, okay, well, I failed this hunt 3 times. Fuck, now I have to go do this other quest 6 times to get the ingredients to do 3 more tries at this monster. I'm gonna hate that. That's gonna fucking suck. So
yeah.
I unfortunately hope that system stays underutilized, which sucks, but I think I'm gonna stick with that.
I think the way that they fix it is just at a certain point they take away finding the important ingredients, like the additives. They just let you order them from a canteen. Like, you have to do a series of quests to unlock the ingredients, just like the other games, and then they're just permanently unlocked.
Yeah, that would make the most sense.
And
unfortunately,
and they don't have to do.
Hub.
Yeah, you don't have to do that until the DLC. I don't think it really would matter much until we get to Master Rank. But yeah, I mean, to wrap it up, I mean, we could keep talking about this game for another hour or 2.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, the game's fun. Everybody's playing it, and it seems like everybody's complaining about it. I don't think most of the complaints are valid.
They're either very not valid or so minor. It like the shit that we're talking about, where it's like, oh, is it detracting from your experience? It's like, oh no, not at all. This game's fantastic still. Like it's just when you have 120 hours in the game, you're gonna have things that you notice that you don't love as much. I told Tyler, I'm glad that we're doing this now instead of like the day after we beat the game, because I personally, at least, I would have literally had absolutely nothing to say but good things about it. But with a little more time, it's like, okay, well, now I know where my couple little pain points are of things.
Yeah, just as a closing, remember, you will see more bad things about the game than good.
Because the internet loves to hate things.
Because the people that have things to complain about are going to go find somebody to complain about them too. And the people that can look past those issues or don't feel them as much are spending time enjoying the game and just playing it. So when you see, TikTok or Reddit or YouTube complaining about, oh, well, this sucks and this sucks and this sucks, it might suck, but plenty of people are enjoying the game past all of those issues. So
I didn't put 120 hours into it for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
The game is good. It feels good. If you like Monster Hunter, it feels incredible. If you're new to Monster Hunter, I do have some friends that this is their first one, or at least they put very little amounts of time into other games. This is the first one that they're like really diving into. The game feels good. That's the synopsis of everything that we've been saying. Game good. If you like anything even somewhat similar to this formula, fucking play it. If you've never tried anything similar to this formula, fucking play it. It's worth putting your time into. It's obviously better with other people. That's how Monster Hunter always is. It's literally baked into the fucking story that you're supposed to be hunting with other people, but it's not required. I have many friends already that have played through most of the game solo and are having a fantastic time with it.
Yeah. I agree.
But
the biggest last thing. The biggest thing that kind of breaks my heart in a way about this game is we have come so far from the game that like you and I and Nathan played at lunch in high school on our 3DSs. And it feels amazing that this is where we're at, and like this is the game that we're playing. And then I have people like in my TikTok feed saying like Monster Hunter Wilds is too free because you can sharpen and heal from the back of a sacred, and it's like, motherfucker, I used to go to a different zone to sharpen and heal.
Loading screen to sharpen my weapon. You shut your fucking mouth. Go play the old games and then come back and complain. I fucking dare you.
Yeah.
I saw one video, I'm sure I sent it to you, of how to craft a flash in the old games. And to be fair, the video that I sent was even before my time. I think it was either Freedom Unite or 3.
It's Freedom Unite, yeah.
Where you had to go...
Catch
for one,
the flash
you had
bug.
gathering items. So you had a pickaxe and a bug net that were breakable items. You could take 5 of them in 3 of the better version. They took up 4 slots, and if you didn't bring them, you couldn't fucking gather. You couldn't mine or catch bugs. And to catch bugs in whatever game that video was of, you had to go get insect husk from one insect gathering point. That is different from the flash bug gathering point. You had to get that, hope you get the drop, not a guaranteed drop to get the husk to make the pod.
Right.
Then you had to go get the flash bug itself. Then, I think in that one, you had to go back to your box. There wasn't even, like, on-the-fly fucking crafting. I don't think that was true in 4U. I think 4U did have that, if I recall. I might be fucking wrong, though.
So Freedom
you had to
Unite
go back
is
to
when...
somewhere to go craft it as well.
Yeah, Freedom Unite is when you are able to craft with things in your bag. Freedom...
Okay.
Freedom 2. The first game.
Yeah.
You could not do that. You had to craft in the box.
Insane.
Absolutely
so
wild.
Making like 3 flash pods was like, unironically, especially if you're counting load screens, a 5-minute endeavor.
Yeah.
Now you just grab it off the fucking wall. Shut your goddamn mouth.
Yeah.
You don't want to go back to where we were.
And
I love those games to death. I have the fondest memories. You fucking can.
You can.
Go
you
do
can
it.
Go back. The whole game's released. You don't have to wait for the new difficult stuff. You just go back to the old games.
You can go back to the fucking first game where I don't even think there were fucking jump attacks from the fucking clips I've seen. That might not be true, but those levels were flat as fuck. There was a lot of it at the very least.
The first game that
introduced mounting.
That was like the first one that introduced any sort of verticality to the zones.
In the fucking water.
Yeah.
So, any of those kind of complaints, you're out of your fucking mind. Doesn't make any goddamn sense whatsoever. Go play an old game and come back and bitch to me. I dare you.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, that's gonna wrap up our thoughts for now. I think that's probably gonna wrap up Monster Hunter.
A little bit.
For a bit, unless some crazy developments happen. I don't think we'll do any real stuff talking about like title updates. Like we kind of covered it here, unless crazy shit goes down.
Yeah.
We probably won't bring it up until maybe the DLC, honestly, unless you want to do like, lore stuff, things like that.
I will say we'll put a dependent clause on that if we have any in the title updates, if we have any sort of confirmation through gameplay or through like added story or whatever may come of anything that we've talked about in the past, or any interesting lore that fleshes the world out in a more canonical way.
Liable to talk about.
I might talk about it, yeah.
But outside of that, I think we're gonna be closing the chapter on Monster Hunter for a bit. We got a couple other ideas for episodes cooking in the chamber. But with that, we hope you have a great rest of your week, weekend, day, whenever you happen to be listening to this episode. Check us out on Blue Sky, Spotify, all of the normal shit. And until we hear from you again, I've been Ian.
And I'm always Tyler.
And why the fuck did they call it Wilk?